I got some stuff to show you from down in the dungeon.
Really?
Yes, and you're gonna love it. Maybe. Check this out. When I heard it, it immediately registered what it was. Let's see if you can hear it.
I'm over here stroking my dick. My lotion on my dick right now. I'm just stroking my. I'm horny as
boy.
Ghosts. They're spooky, scary, and everybody has a story. I mean, seriously, everyone and their mother has a ghost story, whether it's that homeless guy down the street or the Redditor who totally had the story happen to him and it isn't just karma farming. Everyone appreciates a good ghost story. I mean, that's why there's so many YouTube channels that just literally shit out scary, true ghost stories every single week or so. Everyone likes hearing them and people are so infatuated by them and people love watching them as well. So since I am the best Minecraft storytime YouTuber out there, and I also like views, I decided to share with you guys my actual true ghost story. This story is 100% no BS. I'm not making any of this up. But without further ado, let's begin. It all started on a dark and stormy night, in which I mean a summer afternoon. I was with my summer camp hopping on a ferry to go to an island far off the coast of a neighboring city. I was with my friend Dan, Calvin, and Kurt, waiting in a long line that seemed like it was never going to move. If only I knew what laid at the end of that line and what monstrosities I would see on that island. Finally reached the island after what seemed like forever and what was probably the worst ride for the captain ever. We each walk out, touch the grass of the island, and we run around, stretch, and play kickball, tag, and all that. An hour goes by and it's time for us to eat. I walk to the food court and lo and behold, the horror I saw. These motherfuckers were charging $8 for fries and I couldn't even throw off the trash. We had to hold it. I literally had to hold a bucket of fries that I wasted literally all my money on. I only brought $10. I could only buy fries and a goddamn drink. L trip, L Island, and I hate this place. I walked over to the table where my friends were sitting with my bucket of fries and drink, and we all were talking about how excited we were to explore the island and how we wanted to see everything about it and all that. But that excitement soon faded after I heard the island's rangers or something, I forgot who that guy actually was, announcement.
Alrighty campers, so after you guys are done eating, we are going to let you guys explore around the island with your group leaders, so be safe, use your flashlights, and watch out for the whistling woman.
At first I was confused. I never heard of the whistling woman, but then some girl asked, "Who is the whistling woman?"
Seems like some of you guys don't know the story of the whistling woman, so here it is for the people who don't know. As the story goes, the wife of a Confederate soldier in prison here, upon discovering he was incarcerated, she devised a plan to break him out. Her husband only had one job, hum a song to let her know his location. On a particularly dark and moonless night, she arrived on the island and stood quietly by the shore, waiting for the signal. She followed the hum tune to its source and climbed to her husband's cell. Unfortunately, on their way back to the boat, they were stopped by a Union officer. She was immediately charged with espionage and sentenced to death by hanging. They gave her a black dress and hung her here. After her death, there has been years of reports of people seeing her, hearing her, and even being chased by her. And the people who are unlucky enough to have seen her haven't been the same since. But if that's just a game theory, later niggas.
Hey, boy, ain't no fucking way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
So after hearing that story and absolutely shitting bricks, we decided to go and explore with our camp counselors, and I tried my best to hide it because I didn't want to seem like a pussy in front of my friends, but I was actually very fucking scared. The island didn't do any favors either. It was very old and decrepit. Like, I remember our camp counselor took us to the fucking gallows, and if you don't know what a gallows is, it's basically where they would hang people. And I was like looking around because I remember, dude, like that's where she died. So like if we were gonna see her, it was gonna be here. After exploring for, I would probably say like 30 minutes, we were like in a big cluster with all the other groups in the camp. But I kind of forget because it kind of is foggy because this did happen like over 5 years ago. But somehow me and Dan got separated from the whole entire group. Literally, our group and all of the kids that were with us. Me and Dan were in a random ass building that we were not supposed to be in, by the way, because our camp counselor picked up a wooden sign and we crawled into a building that was actually closed off to the public, like we weren't supposed to be there, but we got lost in that building. So I remember us looking around, moving slowly. I had my flashlight out like it was some fucking video game, dude, but like a video game, my flashlight was dying, so we couldn't actually see nothing. Me and Dan were in there, and we're staying close together because I was the only one with a flashlight, I remember. And we go to an end of the hallway, and we find a staircase. And this staircase really stood out to me because, for all I knew, we were just in some random-ass tight hallway. Why in the name of God was there a staircase leading up to like a random ass place? But I didn't really think about it that much when I was there, so we just decided to go up the staircase. And I decided to lead the way because Dan, like I said, didn't have a flashlight. So we start stepping up and stepping up and stepping up until we get to the very top. And when we got to the top, we saw a black figure, and I swear to God when I'm saying this, a black figure just standing there staring at us, wearing, like, we didn't know if this was a shadow or something, like hindsight's 2020, but a black figure was just standing there. Me and Dan look at each other, and we start sprinting and sprinting and sprinting, and we run, dude. We almost slipped like 3 times, and then we get to a dark room, and in the hallway there's one light shining in the middle of the room. And I remember this so clearly because this stuck out to me and this stayed with me for years. In that room, there was a light just shining out of like nowhere, and it was shining and it was like illuminating a frog statue. I don't know who put that there. I don't know why it was just so perfectly only illuminating the frog statue, but it just happened. And that even like creeped me out even more because that frog statue looked old, dirty, and decrepit, and was like made out of straight porcelain. So that shit was like nightmare fuel. So me and Dan just haul ass get the fuck out of there and start like looking for our group. And we were lost for like, I would say, a good 10 minutes because I don't know how we got there. Like, I'll tell you, like, I really don't know how. Maybe if I asked Dan, he could tell me, but I literally did not know how we got there. I don't know how we got lost, and I don't know where the fuck on the island we were. All I know was that we ended up seeing something somewhere, and we weren't at a place where we should be. Thank God we managed to find our group, and then after that, after we found them, it was basically already time to leave. We told our other friends. I told Kirk and Calvin. Me and Dan told them. They thought we were bullshitting them because I wouldn't believe them either. But in like recently, I asked Dan about this story, and he just remembers it perfectly. He told me the exact story. I wanted to know if I wasn't just bullshitting that one day. But that is my ghost story. If you liked it, dislike it. If you disliked it, like it. And remember, yeah, I don't have a final message for the video. Just subscribe if you want to. Peace.